It's the last night of the Notting Hill Carnival, and the mood has just turned. Just minutes ago, this was a celebration of culture, but it's now a crime scene. A young man who travelled from Bristol with his younger sister has been stabbed. Takayo Nembhard, a rapper known as TK, was taken to hospital, but didn't make it. In the days after, I spent some time with his inner circle of family and friends as they come to terms with his brutal murder.
In the studio every night, trying to make a better life. Young kid on the block from young was
This is TK's producer and manager, Chris Patrick. He worked with TK for the last 2 years. I've come to see him 48 hours after the killing.
We got the phone call, and at first I thought that maybe it's just a scrape. So that's the initial response, and then obviously we heard that it was maybe a little bit more serious, and you know, we made our way to the hospital to, you know, obviously very bad news, devastating news.
Clap if you're trying to get rich, clap if you ever mash work on a pitch.
TK was an up-and-coming artist, well known in Bristol.
Bounce to the beat now, bounce to the beat.
His music has hundreds of thousands of views on social media.
Bounce to the beat now, bounce to the beat.
But he came to Chris 2 years ago because he wanted to break through nationally.
He came here with a family that was firmly in his corner. His dad, his mum, his sisters, firmly in his corner. You don't ordinarily get that, and especially not when it comes to rap music or drill music or whatever the name is that people use.
Drill music, which TK specialised in, has been criticised for glorifying violence. Drill gets bad headlines, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly a talented kid, right? But just looking at some of his lyrics, you know, when he sometimes talks about kind of chinging and clicking, which is obviously kind of stabbing and shooting.
Okay.
Do you worry that that could have a negative influence?
Well, no. And I think a lot of people have tried to explain what drill is about. What I began to understand about drill music is that it's a form of expression. Most of these guys that are doing the drill music, or even just rap music, I don't even want to call it drill in inverted commas, it's rap music in the end. Most of them that are doing it, they want a way out, but they also just want to be heard. TK wanted to be heard.
My man got turned to a subject. Now the fence will make man a suspect. TKorStretch, I'm up next. Soon gon' blow on my haters upset.
TK left behind his girlfriend and their unborn son. The day after his death, she posted this picture and wrote, "So grateful to be carrying a part of you." This year's Notting Hill Carnival was the first in 3 years because of COVID. 2 million people came to celebrate the Caribbean culture. But on the final day, violence crept in. TK's was the first murder at the festival in 18 years. It was a grim end to a largely successful event. The organisers want to remind people of that.
You know, it's hugely tragic, and I don't ever want to dismiss, you know, the life that has been lost. He was going to be a father. You know, there's a huge tragedy. You know, but we are not a monolith. You know, we are many things. And you know what happened to him happened after the masqueraders were pretty much done as well. This is not a reflection of who we are. Actually, what happened to him is the opposite of who we are.
It's 4 days on from the murder. TK's bloodstains remain on the pavement where he was attacked. His family are travelling to London because they need to formally identify their son's body.
How are you doing?
I join them as they visit the scene of his killing for the first time.
I'm so sorry about your son. Could you just tell us a bit about him?
Well, he was a normal, good kid.
Yeah, just came to Carnival to enjoy himself with his sister. His little sister just take out the Carnival to have fun. And then what happened, his life was just taken away.
I can't imagine what it's been like you for the family.
Well, with any family who lost a child like that, it's going to be devastated. So it's hard, you know what I mean, it's hard to carry on because he's our son and we love him dearly. He loves us, he's got a good heart, clean-hearted kid. You know what I mean, just want to do good. That's about it.
Could you tell me the moment that you got the phone call that you realised he was in some trouble?
Well, I was devastated. I was devastated. I was just praying that he was okay, that everything was going to be fine. But obviously, it worked out that.
And did you go to the hospital?
I did. Yeah, I did.
What would you say to any kids who are thinking about picking up a knife?
Well, I would say that's the wrong thing to do. Yeah, you cannot going around and trying to hurt other people. You need to show love. Because love is the answer. Love is the key. If everybody show love, then no one will hurt each other. So that's all we need to do, is show love. And once you have love, then you won't be carrying nothing.
His plea for peace comes during the worst surge of violence in England since last year, which was the worst on record. In the last 12 months, knife crime in the capital has gone up by more than 10%. And it's accelerated even more in the last month. More than a week after TK's murder, there's still been no arrests. I've come to meet a murder detective who's just retired from the Met. I asked him what clues investigators will be looking for.
In this particular case, you have somebody who's involved in drill music and rap music, and there is always that element where drill music has that unfortunate notability for being something where violence and serious violence and murder and possession of guns and knives has been glorified, really, and so that the music will be looked into as well, and the lyrics. You know, it's quite common that is a theme that you look at when you have a victim or a suspect in a case like this, that there may be clues within that drill music in the lyrics, and that's been used in many court cases in the last really 10 years.
Knife crime and knife killings, this is something that we talk about every single year. It's not going away. Why is it not going away, and what can the police do to try and combat this issue?
The amount of work that people are trying to do to stop this, but why isn't it stopping? Are the sentences the equivalent of carrying a knife? Are they not proportionate enough? In 30 years of policing, the amount of stabbings that I went to, you know, really, I couldn't remember them all. There's just so many. And how many ended up in fatalities? Again, if I sat down for a couple of days and recounted them, it's just a ridiculous number. And this is just another one, you know, and it can't be counted like another one.
It's upsetting, but your love is carrying us through, so we really appreciate it. And we just want to set off these smoke bombs like what he had in the video.
The green ones, his favourite colour.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Caribbean tradition to hold a celebration of life on the 9th night after someone's death. TK's family and friends gather at the family home to celebrate his life and remember him.
Show love from your heart to everyone, and we will be all live in peace.